Good night. Pleasant good night and welcome once again, friends. Tonight's topic: will there be a secret rapture? Will there be a secret rapture? Is a secret rapture biblical? Okay, let the Bible give us the answer. Let's read a few of those controversial scriptures, oak scriptures, which, if not interpreted correctly and in their correct context, would lead one to incorrect conclusions. Okay, so let's read Matthew 24, verses 39 through to 42. Verse 39, and I read from my King James Version Bible. And know not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Verse 40. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken, and the other left. 41. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Verse 42. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doeth come. And before I continue, if there's any noise in the background, forgive me. I pray that you'll be able to focus on the message. I continue. Okay, so first and foremost, verse 39 mentioned a flood. And flood is a symbol. And symbols have many different meanings according to context. Flood in this context means persecution. One example, Revelation 12, verse 16, and I read, And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth. Okay, this woman is a symbol for a church, the Protestant reformers during the Dark Ages. The flood which the dragon, which is Satan, cast out of his mouth was persecution. The earth is a symbol for America. The Protestants, fleeing papal persecution, flood, found refuge in America. Okay, so back to Matthew chapter 24. This flood is a symbol of persecution that will take place during the national Sunday law crisis, just before the second coming of Christ. And this is yet future, but very, very soon, very near future. So during this time of the Sunday law crisis, one shall be taken and the other left. This word taken in context means bind or bound. Bound or bind for the fire. The tares first are gathered, bound, captured in bundles for the fire. And wheat are gathered after. Some example, Revelation 19 verse 20, and I'm going to read Revelation 19 verse 20. Verse 20, and I read, And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet, that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worship his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. Excuse me. So we see here, and the beast was taken, also along with the prophet, the false prophet, and they were thrown into the lake of fire. If you want to put it, I'm putting it in my words. But the beast here is really the papacy, and the false prophet is the apostate Protestants, and they are bind for the fire. Okay. Another example. 2 Peter 2, chapter 2, verse 12. 2 Peter 2, verse 12. And I read, "But these, as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption." You see here, taken and destroyed. Okay. Another verse. Let's go to Matthew 13, verse 30. Matthew chapter 13, verse 30. Verse 30. "Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of harvest I will say to the reapers, Gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn." Tares are always gathered first, but for what reason? For burning. And lastly, last text, same Matthew 13, but we're going to jump down to verse 40. "As therefore," I read, "as therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world." Okay, that's clear. So these verses 40 and 41, are speaking about the close of probation, the harvest, and the end of the world. Verse 41 mentioned two women, and woman is a symbol for a church. There will be manifested two churches at the end. At the end of the world, the church triumphant, which consists of the 144,000, and the synagogue of Satan. And verse 42 is about the second coming. Okay, a few more similar verses are in Luke 17, verses 33 through to 37. And I will read Luke 17. And verses 33 through to 37. 33. And I read, "Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it." 34. "I tell you, in that night there shall be two men in one bed, the one shall be taken and the other shall be left." 35. "Two women shall be grinding together, one shall be taken and the other left." 36. "Two men shall be in the field, the one shall be taken and the other left." 37, last verse. "And they answered and said unto him, Where, Lord? And he said unto them, Wheresoever the body is, thither will the eagles be gathered together." So the disciples were asking, where are they taken? Okay, so let's focus on verse 37. "Wheresoever the body is, thither will the eagles be gathered together." Jesus was answering a question. Where will they be taken? Okay, we know where there are carcasses, there are eagles and vultures gathered. Anywhere there are carcasses, there are eagles and vultures gathered as well. Jesus is telling them that they are gathered, bind, dead bodies for the fire. They will be left bound on top of the earth, which then will be hell. Hell is the grave, but they will not be buried. This earth is also hell. That can be proven from scriptures. I did a video on that, explaining that. So now At this point, it is hell. Earth, the earth is hell. Okay, continuing. So they will be left bound on top of the earth, which then will be hell, without being buried, because the righteous will be taken to heaven for 1,000 years, in which they will judge the wicked and evil angels as well. We'll be going through the books, those who are saved, and judging, looking at the books, and we all say God is just and true. And at the third resurrection, the resurrection of the wicked dead, read Revelation 20, verse 1 through 7, which explains this, the third resurrection. Read in your own time. They will be shown their transgressions first. Then they're going to hear their verdict, the executive judgment. Then they will be burned along with Satan and his angels and this earth in the lake of fire. Okay, friends, I pray that someone received the light on this topic. But as usual, if you're still in doubt, I encourage you to take it to the Lord in prayer. Don't forget to like and share this video with a friend. You may leave a comment at the bottom as well. Okay, for now, until next time, stay blessed. Love you.